There aren't as many stars in the universe as we think. How many are there actually? Welcome to the Space Diary channel. Before watching, I want to ask you to help our channel by liking and subscribing. Given the approximately 400 billion stars in the Milky Way and 620 trillion galaxies in the universe, it means that there are a lot of stars, but not as many as you might think. The Milky Way galaxy contains several hundred billion stars, so you might think that multiplying the stars in our galaxy by the number of galaxies in the universe is a good way to estimate the total number of stars. But our galaxy is atypical, just like our Sun. In an article for Big Think, astrophysicist Ethan Siegel tells us how many stars there really are in the universe. How many stars can you see with the naked eye? On a clear, dark night, the naked human eye can see about 6,000 of them, but that's only a very small fraction of them. Our galaxy is more than 100,000 light-years across and contains approximately 400 billion stars. In our local group of galaxies, which includes the Milky Way and hundreds of other galaxies or even more, it is now believed that there are between 6 and 20 trillion galaxies in the universe. If we simply multiply the estimated number of stars in each of them by the total number of galaxies, we will get the wrong answer, because the true number of stars will be overestimated by many hundreds of times. The Milky Way was supposed to be a good example of what an average galaxy in the universe looks like, but it is not. It was assumed that the stars we see in the Milky Way represent the average of the stars we see in the universe, although again, this is not the case. It was also assumed that the ancient galaxies that we find billions of light years away have as many stars as modern galaxies. As it turned out, neither of these assumptions is true. At the very beginning, after the Big Bang, there were no stars at all. It took hundreds of millions of years for them to appear. But the first stars were not like the ones we see today. While the average modern star has a mass of about 40% of the Sun's mass, the mass of the first generation of stars was about 1025 times more than the mass of the Sun. The first stars were much brighter, but their lives ended in a few million years, while our Sun has already lived for about 4.5 billion years and will live for the same amount of time. Therefore, none of the stars that appeared more than 10 billion years ago exist anymore. It should be understood that subsequent generations of stars differed significantly in their composition from the very first stars. For a very long time, we had very little information about whether star formation has increased or decreased throughout the history of the universe and how this affected the total number of stars. But now scientists have more information about this. So it is now believed that less than 1% of all stars appeared in the first 650 million years of the universe's existence. So how many stars are there in the universe? If we add up all the stars that have formed in the history of the universe and subtract the percentage of stars that have died based on the available data on stars, this calculation will show us that there will be 2.21 sextillion stars in the universe. This is about 1 billion stars for each of the estimated number of galaxies, and it will be less than if we multiply the number of stars in the Milky Way by the number of galaxies. The Milky Way is a larger and much more massive galaxy than the average galaxy in space, just as the Sun is larger and more massive than about 95% of the stars in existence. But if you remove the number of dead stars, it turns out that there are about 2.14 sextillion stars in the universe right now. But right now, only about 4% of the stars in the observable universe can be seen from Earth. Most of the universe is beyond the reach of even the best telescopes, so people may never be able to see more stars than they do now. Was this video interesting for you? Please share your opinion in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow for more interesting videos.